What is up, everyone? My name is Tyrant, and I'm here with Sky, and we are doing Reef Rushdown number 5. How you feel today about this, Sky?
I'm doing pretty good. I recognize at least one of these teams, specifically being Midnight here, actually. Do you recognize any of these teams, or?
I don't necessarily do. However, it might be a little bit hard for KFC employees to, it might be a little bit hard for them, considering they only have, 4 people. So if they have, they need someone else, they're gonna have to be really versatile with their comps, I feel.
Yeah, I think something that's, really nice about having a wide variety of people on a roster, it is not just the ability of being able to switch people out in a bit of an easier fashion, but also just the entire, idea of that, if your 4th ends up having to, disappear or dip, then you have somebody else to fill in. But, first off here, we're gonna be starting off with Climplet's Mega Mart, with Midnight versus KFC.
They're going no backline. It's gonna be really hard for them. They have to be super aggressive, and they're already rare not to go. The Zap seems to be getting an early armor.
So over here we see Swiss on the stack with their Keishin trying to throw a Fizzy Bomb, but being taken out by the Tri-Slosher here on the side of Midnight. Midnight is doing a really good job here of keeping that paint coverage, and honestly, the Tri here doing work, taking out 3 people within the first minute, not even, of this game.
Exactly, Wannabe is popping off, and he's popping that armor too. It seems like they're going to be going in for the push here. It looks like they have the clams. Oh, and a fake out it seems. I'm not sure if that was planned or not, but it was definitely an interesting maneuver.
I wonder if it was maybe possibly them trying to fake out, or possibly thinking that they had a power clam, just because I did notice that they had 9 clams.
True. Yeah. But it seems like KFC employees are trying, in fact, to push up here. But Midnight is just not letting them have it the time of day here.
Yeah, Midnight's being very aggressive towards them. And yo, that Tri-Slasher taking out the 52 there, that's actually a really good pick there, because that 52 was just kind of running circles around the Charger's shots. But unfortunately, getting stuck into a 2v1 there with the Inkjet and the Zap being able to help out their friend and take out this try. KFC is going to get the first power clam in, and only getting one other clam, but it doesn't look like they're going to get too many points on the board here, mainly due to the fact that there's just not enough clams to possibly do so.
And I'm telling you right now, Wannabe right here is the MVP of this match, consistently applying that pressure and just getting the necessary picks. Look at that sniper too. It's gonna be extremely hard for KFC employees to really pull really anything more than like getting 70 on the clock. And see, they already got it one in, and they're already gonna be throwing those clams in. It's gonna be really hard to do that with a backline. They're just gonna need to be way more aggressive, which they've shown that they can do. But Wannabe is the one thing standing in their path of winning. That and the Charger.
I think something else to consider here is KFC has a very paint-heavy comp. So while K-Sheen does not paint that much, they have a Splash, Zap, and a 52, which 52, Splash, and Zap are their biggest painters here, as opposed to Midnight's comp with the Try in Junior and 52, where, like, yes, Try can paint quite a lot, but the Junior and the 52 are going to be the two that are going to be painting the most here.
Yeah. Midnight just seeming to be going in for another push here. So yeah, it's looking that like KFC is kind of struggling, and they've taken the lead. It seems like KFC is kind of struggling against Wannabe and the rest of the team, along with that backline comp.
Midnight being able to take this setback, or this game specifically back, is definitely going to be very good for them in winning the set. And within the last 2 minutes or so of the game, it's going to be very imperative that they try and keep up with their paint to try and keep KFC pushed back there. But it looks like KFC is going to get a clam in, and they're going to make a jump, a splashdown jump nonetheless. But it looks like everybody from the side of Midnight is going to realize and acknowledge that that is a super jump, and they are... Ooh.
It's just insane. It looks like... Oh, what a pick! What a play! It looks like... Oh, what a pick! Oh my god! Just, I don't know what that name is, but I'm gonna call him Shelly. Shelly is just popping off in the back here, getting those picks, securing the lead for their team. Wannabe, who we thought prior to be near invincible as a player, has just been taken down, and it looks like he's about to jump out. But the damage has been done.
Yeah, Midnight here is gonna have to try and make another push. Here we see Nova on the right side. They take out one person and they throw that clam in. They're gonna have to get rid of their penalty, which isn't gonna be very much, and they get the other power clam in and take lead back within the last 10 seconds of the game. Now, this is gonna actually put it into overtime because they're giving KFC a pity clam here, and so KFC is gonna have a little bit of time here to try and make a push. However, NX Wannabe here is gonna take out the Zap, the Splash, but then go down to the K-Sheen, and all of KFC is down. That's game one.
Now that was just a beautifully played from both sides. I didn't even know who was going to win at that point, but I think we can all agree that KFC was fighting an uphill battle there against the backline comp. And Wannabe was just really powerful. You see Wannabe with 22 kills on the board. I don't even know how many of those were assists, but holy, was that just an insane match for Wannabe and for Midnight.
For both teams, actually, because honestly, they're pretty evenly matched, honestly, and that's a very fun matchup to see. So I wonder if maybe we'll see KFC trying to take this set back, or if Midnight will take all the games with just a little bit of a fight. But looks like next year we're going to be going on to Tower Control the Reef. You got anything to say about that map mode combo?
Tower Control Reef? Oh boy, do I have something to say. So first of all, the first checkpoint is the first and second checkpoint are really hard to get through. But once gotten through, it's much easier to win, considering that the distance to the third checkpoint is very, very low. However, that bridge area, and then the area extending off of Plat, Sneaky, that area is going to be very hard to contest for the attacking team. It's going to be a very highly defensible position, and it's going to be tough for both teams, I feel, to make it through that. However, what they can do, I feel like though, KFC's hyper aggressive comp may end up benefiting them in this situation.
It's possible. It's definitely possible that can help them out. From what I'm noticing, KFC just runs. Both these teams run somewhat painty comps, but KFC here seems to run a bit of a very, very heavy paint comp, having 3 specific people who can paint.
Yeah, I agree, and we are going into tower control here. Will they switch it up, or will they keep their comps? We'll just have to see. Oh, it looks like they're going a slightly different comp. And, the Midnight's also running a K-Sheen now, opposed to their prior. And it also
in the very beginning here, it's just gonna be a fight for mid, honestly, which is some with this bridge and mid in general are just very important key points of the map.
Yep. And as you can see right there, the Wannabe was taken out. That's gonna be pretty imperative for KFC, since they took down again, I think, one of the good players that gave them a lot of trouble last match. So that's really good.
Here we see Tenta with the charger getting on tower and pushing it up, and trying to be a little bit more aggressive this match, actually, because they showed us last match that they can definitely be aggressive. But it looks like they're definitely using that to their advantage and using their Stingray here, keeping themselves pushed back a little bit to keep themselves alive, but also being aggressive at the same time, pressuring what looked like to be their shot, or 52, but with KFC being entirely wiped, they're just helpless right now, as all of Midnight's just pushed up in their base, just sitting here, taking them out one by one, with a K-Sheen 1v1 where NX Wannabe is gonna come out victorious, and that's gonna be a KO for Midnight.
Oh, that's just a shame, honestly. Like, it looks like they were, in the first half, it looked like they got it, but, you know, Midnight has just proven themselves to be the better team in this. And again, they did struggle a lot with that backline comp, considering they're running no backline whatsoever. Since again, it's kind of hard to win as a no backline comp when running against the backline comp.
While I will definitely agree with you that backliners do make it a little bit easier to help push in, you can definitely make very aggressive comps work. It's just a matter of how you work around the opponent's backline if they do have one, which I think is part of KFC's problem here. But while Midnight is also going to be winning this set, it is play all 3, so KFC does have a chance to possibly have a comeback here with Rainmaker on Manta, and there's many different ways that you could choose getting points with this map mode combo.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like if KFC just plays a little bit more aggressively here, and again, from what you said, playing around their opponent, which is imperative when using backline comps, no backline comps, I mean, it's gonna be very good for them. I bet.
I'm also pretty curious to see what NX Wannabe is going to actually come out with, whether he is going to decide to go for Try or K-Sheen, honestly. Because personally, I feel like he could probably go either way. Because I know with K-Machine, it's very helpful to have Splashdown, because Splashdown can help pop Rainmaker a little bit easier. But Tri-Slosher is also a bit of a better painter as well.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. But Wannabe seems to be popping off with any slosher that they use, which is insane. Just Like they're just popping off, honestly. So so as we're going into this Rainmaker game, we're gonna have to see KFC really just pop off against Wannabe if they want to succeed here.
So on the side of Midnight here, we see that NX Wannabe is going to take out the Keishin, which that's going to be very nice in helping Pop and also in general just getting kills. Their Junior for armor, their custom Jet here for Stingray and Shot for missiles, with KFC having an Octo Shot, Crapid, Zap, and Splash.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Oh, and just a pick right there. Oh, and it seems like Midnight is taking an early lead, it seems. They're just pushing in. And they're not letting up. They're just not letting up. But it looks like they are going to go 2 down here. So, oh, but with a nice Rainmaker pick, that's really interesting. And KFC just struggling to take down this Rainmaker here.
Yeah, Nova here picking up the Rainmaker with having their teammates help back them up here as well, which is very helpful with pushing the Rainmaker. Unfortunately, they're gonna go through that alleyway there and not be able to make that jump before the Splash here or Zap or Splash here is going to take them out. And their Splash is doing a lot of work here to paint up their street. But it looks like Midnight here is going to try and use that Stingray to make another push through that right side. Because they really want to push that way. But it looks like is going to pressure... they're going to pressure the Rainmaker and take them out.
Oh, and it looks like KFC has taken the lead here. I was about to say how Midnight was just taking control of Mid and not letting go, but it seems like KFC has turned the tables here.
Yeah, KFC here is definitely like showing us that they can get points and that they're able to possibly win a game here. And while it's not going to give them the set, it's definitely nice to have an upset like this.
True, definitely true. Because the best thing you can do if you already know you're going to lose, is to not give your opponents the satisfaction of getting a 3-0 on you. That's what I've learned in all my years of getting 3-0'd by other enemy teams.
I don't think it's just like just not letting your opponent get the satisfaction of the 3-0. I think it's also a matter of in general, like, if you can try and attempt that upset, then why not? Because it still gives you points on the board, especially in something like Swiss.
Yep, especially in group stage. You can't lose hope. But it seems like KFC employees is just being absolutely dominant right now. Just going in, getting those picks, just absolutely wrecking Midnight. Even when they've prior shown that they have, won the set and also are able to take down KFC. I think KFC right now has finally gotten into their swing.
Here we see Tenta's backing off, getting pressured by what seems to be the Splash here, and the Splash ends up going down in the 1v1. KFC is going to pick up the Rainmaker once more, try and push it through right side. They successfully push it, and they go down. I'm not sure if they go down to the Stingray or if they just go down to Nova over here, who's just sitting right next to the Rainmaker.
Well, yeah, I definitely see that, and it looks like Nova has once again picked up. I'm not sure right now. Midnight has a ton of paint on the board, so it might take. Oh, they're going left, it seems. And it looks like someone was waiting for them right there. I was gonna say maybe they could get the lead here, but it doesn't look like it. KFC employees is they don't want to let this lead go. They got the lead here, and they don't want to let go of this win.
I think the unfortunate part of pushing up top left is that you need to have other people backing you up, and unfortunately that was one thing that the Rainmaker did not have, was somebody backing them up. However, looks like here they're able to push past that one enemy that was right there around that corner and get the lead to 27 and then cheesing that once more and pushing it to 14.
Beautifully played here by Midnight. Just absolutely exquisite. What an amazing play here. That was just art right there. You saw them. They got a map control, and then they just cheesed their way with like a fine cheese into their thing. And now they're going for GG Ray.
And GG Ray prevails, giving Midnight the 3-0 in round 1.
Yeah, no. I was really rooting for KFC there, but Midnight is just shown to be like a very dominant and powerful team on this in this game. In this set, I mean.
Yeah, KFC could definitely have taken off a game. But at the end of the day, I think the best thing to think about is that you didn't get KO'd, really.
Yeah.
Like, I think personally I would take that away. If even if I was being 3-0'd, as long as I wasn't KO'd for that 3-0 and I was able to have like some sort of fighting chance, that always gives me a little bit more motivation and hope.
Like personally, honestly feel like KFC could have taken either that last Rainmaker game or that Clan Blitz game. Had this been a best of 5, maybe we could have seen a different outcome. But unfortunately, it's a play L3, so we weren't able to see that outcome come to fruition. But I definitely am excited to see what more of KFC employees we can potentially see.
It would definitely be interesting to see them come back for Top Cut, and maybe even having a rematch against Midnight in Top Cut would be nice.
That would be awesome.
But that does it for round 1. We're gonna take a little short break, and we will be back for round 2 of Reef Rushdown 5.
Hello? We are live once more for Reef Rushdown number 5! Welcome, everyone. I'm Tyrant, again, and I'm here with Mia Sky.
Hello. And we're going into round 2 with Teletubbies and Tuki.
Ooh, yes. I'm personally rooting for the Teletubbies, simply for the meme potential. But Tuki! Frog! That's all I gotta say. Yeah, that's all you gotta see. It's Frog versus the Teletubbies themselves. What more is there to talk about? I don't know, man.
I mean, yeah. I don't really notice anybody in specific that like really catches my eyes, other than possibly Azal from Tuki. But for this round, we will be going into zones on Piranha Pit. I think personally, the thing that's most annoying about this map mode combo is the dual zones, which if you don't have one, like, you need both of them capped, so if you just don't have one of them capped, then it's really easy to cap the other.
Yep, and I said this at one point on a different stream that I was commentating for. However, I remember saying distinctly that Piranha Pit is not simply just a map that cares about paint coverage. You could paint it as much as you want, and it won't matter. On Piranha Pit, like the piranhas it's named after, this map relies on you getting those picks, and we gotta see those picks for this people to succeed on this map.
So on the side of Teletubbies here, we have a Vanilla Pro, a Junior, a Splat Roller, and an Orange Zap. And on the side of Tuki, we have a Junior, Splatter Scope, Octoshot, and K-Pro, with Self here getting a early armor, and instantly Tuki getting that first cap.
Yes. I'd also like to mention here that I'm pretty sure it's a Zelf on the side of Tuki has last-ditch effort, so let's see how that comes into play on this map and mode combo. Anyways, oh, a sick double by Tuki! You know, Tuki's hope. Holy, and that's a triple! That's a delayed triple!
And that's a wipe on the side of Teletubbies, too.
That's crazy. Oh, and another bomb!
You're getting that double using their Splat Bomb.
Hope popping off!
And Teletubbies wiped once more as Tuki pops out that Stingray to pressure them more, and they're just watching them as they continuously keep dropping here, just pressuring them, making sure that they can't use that rail whatsoever. And while they're also watching their zone and making sure if they do push in, they seemingly keep coming after Hope here. Just
absolutely exquisite gameplay. Hope just absolutely popping off. The entire team, just like it's like a Hydra. You cut off one head and it comes right back up to kill you. And that is going to be a KO. Taking the first round is Tuki.
Yeah, Tuki there was extremely dominant, having not just entirely map control, but also using their aggression here too to their advantage. Being able to wipe the opposing team multiple times, like Hope over there doing some big work, throwing bombs, getting people down, because they're just rushing at them.
And you see, on that map and mode, it didn't care about paint coverage. No, it cared about the kills. We saw Tuki get those kills. And that's all they needed to win. However, we going on to Clamblitz Wahoo World. And do you have anything to say about this guy?
I know Wahoo itself is a very notorious map in itself. Just, you know, because I don't know, I hang around like Launch Point a lot, and Wahoo Zones is the biggest meme ever. And in another tournament server I'm in, TC Wahoo is a big meme, so I just see Wahoo as this meme map. But Clamblitz on Wahoo, I personally like it a lot, but I'm also partly biased because I think Clamblitz is the best mode ever.
I see! So you're one of those people!
Yeah, I am one of those people who I made the joke of, haha, wouldn't it be funny if Clamblitz was my first X rank? And then it wasn't funny because it happened.
Oh.
So.
Well, anyways, I'd like to mention here, especially on this map, you do not want to give control of your plat to the enemy team. Because once that plat is lost, it's incredibly hard to stop any push. And we'll see if that comes into play at all during this match here.
It'll definitely be interesting, and I think a lot of it is gonna go down to whether or not Teletubbies here changed their comp any. And as I say that, Teletubbies out here pulling out 96, K52, Dually Squelchies, and the Orange Zap. Orange Zap being like the one specific weapon here that I noticed didn't necessarily change. Now on the side of Tuki, they have the H3 Jet Squelcher shot in K-Sheen.
Yes, and it looks like they already have traded blows, both Tuki and Teletubbies. But it looks like they're pushing it, and that's down right from Hope. Hope, like again, just going at it right here, and that's gonna be another kill, and another kill, popping off, and a third kill. Just absolutely insane. That's gonna be 2 powers potentially in the basket, and another kill. Just Hope getting these kills.
I from what I can notice here is Hope is just taking advantage of their opponent's lack of awareness in some of these situations very, very meticulously, and they're doing it in such a way that it just works out in their advantage. Like whether one of the opponents might be, you know, just thinking about painting their carousel, Hope just kind of comes out of the corner and is like, hi, and takes them out. Or if one of their teammates is fighting with somebody, they just kind of come up and help out and turn it into a 2v1 and take them out. Hope's just doing a lot of work here, and it's definitely paying off for Tuki.
And it looks like Mr. Rackle has just gotten a lot of missiles up on the enemy team. I don't know if that was the Seeds of Chaos or not, but it looks like a Stingray might do the same for Tuki. Is that Hope again? And I think it is. I think it is. And it looks like he's going around, and what is he gonna accomplish? And it is him. It's our. And they've broken the barrier once more. Will they be able to get rid of this penalty and continue to score? And it looks like they will.
Oh, and finally Hope goes down.
Finally, but I don't think it'll be enough to stop this push, or maybe it will be. Who knows? And it looks like they weren't able to get any more claims in on time.
No, but it does look like they're definitely going to use that raid to their advantage, taking somebody down, and also allowing Hope to jump back in, Jet in the shot, taking advantage of a 2v1, and Jet here just kind of picking off some, you know, some small shots on people, but also good shots because it'll help their teammates to take them out. Unfortunately, it looks like Jet gets stuck in a corner and is going to have to jump out. But they do have their Stingrays, so they're still able to help their teammates out here. With 2 people coming out of base on the side of Teletubbies, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, as Tuki is going to KO Game 2.
No, that was just an insane one. And I'm just gonna say outright, it's really looking like Tuki's the better team here. Just like from Hope popping off, and then just that lock-on laser we saw from Nanazi. You know, they just popped off that in those both matches, and it was insane to watch. It was just insane to watch. I feel like Teletubbies stands no chance. If they can get an upset on Tower Control Sturgeon, I will be truly proud of them.
I will also be very proud of them if they're able to make an upset. Tuki does 2 things specifically that make it very hard to combat for Teletubbies, because I feel like Teletubbies just play a little too passively, whereas Tuki, not only do they use their paint and the lack of awareness from their opponents to their advantage, but also they have aggression, and they're not afraid to just kind of hold forward and take out people as they see necessary.
Personally, at Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard, it's kind of hard to push, considering there's grates and all that stuff you have to worry about. However, the one thing about Tower Control Sturgeon 2 is once you get past that point, past the grates that is, it's kind of hard for the enemy team to pull back, especially if there's a wipe. That's an special thing.
Tower control, I don't know. Tower control is probably one of the more slower modes in the game, because you have to go through the checkpoints, and you have to sit on that tower at those specific checkpoints. And there's a few like points at every map with tower control, where the checkpoints are in a very specific chokehold, where the opposing team can very easily like take advantage of it, because it's usually in a position where the opposing team just can try all they gotta do is like just push up and try and take people off the tower, because it's just in a really good position for them overall. But after they get out of that, it's just a matter of playing to their opponent in a sense.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I definitely agree here. And it looks like we're going to be going into this match here on Tower Control Sturgeon. Let's see which team triumphs.
From the side of Teletubbies, it does look like they changed up their comp a little bit again, taking out a K-Pro, a K-52, so double booyah here with armor and missiles. And we see that Tuki is pretty much going to stick to what they've been doing with a standard armor, inkjet, dually, and backliner.
Yep. And it looks like here that most of Teletubbies is also going to run Ninja Squid here. I'm not sure how that will, in fact, take it up. And it looks like, I'm sorry, Tuki just absolutely dominating here, not letting Teletubbies have any light of day. Any attempt Teletubbies even makes to try and fight back, Tuki just goes in and slaughters them.
Yeah, here we see Tuki taking out all the checkpoints and getting a KO. Whoa.
That was a quick as heck match.
Yeah. That was a very, very quick match. Said and done. And all in the favor of Tuki.
Yes. But yeah, it was a very good match. Yeah. Tuki was just an absolutely dominant team. Just an absolute powerhouse from what we've seen. And it was just crazy to see them play. I do hope to see more of Teletubbies as well. Teletubbies, even though they got kind of KO'd a lot of the time, I really do think they have a lot of potential, considering they went up against a team like this, and they did lose. However, they could potentially come back and even stronger than before, and use this as an experience to get better.
Yeah, I think going against higher level teams or teams that just have better skill than you, whether it be mechanical or in any other sense, is just, it's very helpful, because you don't necessarily learn a whole lot by going against teams that are, at your skill level or even below your skill level. So I definitely do hope that Teletubbies take this and they use this as a learning experience to help them in their future sets while playing in Reef Rushdown. But on that note, since we finished up round 2 here, we are going to take a short break, and we will see you in round 3 of Reef Rushdown 5.
Hello, and we're back for Reef Rushdown number 5. Hello, it's Tyrant again with my friend and pal Sky.
And going into round 3, we have KFC employees again against a different team now, going against Timi.
Yo, it's little Timi versus the KFC employees.
I think something interesting to point out here was KFC wasn't able to take any games off of Midnight in round 1, but Timi here was able to take out Midnight in round 2 with a 2-1 score.
I mean, you could use the I don't remember what property. It's a funny math property that says if this is better than something else, then by transitive, it's a transitive property. You could use transitive property here. However, Midnight and KFC employees were pretty evenly matched, honestly. So it could probably go either way here.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with the maps that we're going to be seeing them playing here, specifically first off being zones on the reef, and you know, as much as I love Clam Blitz, the Reef Zones is my I love this map so much, especially as a Zap player, where I can just run around that area with the zones and paint both of them, and nobody can stop me usually for the most part. So it's just a really fun time just running in circles as people have a hard time shooting me.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be going into this round. And it looks like KFC employees is going to be going with a Nautilus, a Zap, a Gal, and a Splash, while Timi is going to be going with a Tent, a Tetras, Zap, and a what's the word? A yeah, exactly. And it looks like Timmy's gonna get a quick pick here, and they're gonna and taking out one of his teammates, but getting revenge. Proper.
Right off the bat here, we see Ganyu taking out 2 people, but going down to the Nautilus on the opposing side of KFC. And KFC's gotten map control back really here too.
Exactly. KFC is looking very dominant here. It looks like they might have taken what they learned against the set against Midnight to bring it up against those who have beaten Midnight, to prove that they are truly the best team, and it looks like one of them goes down. I might have spoken.
Here we see that Timi is actually struggling a little bit to keep that map control. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what that possibly could be. I know that Tetras don't really paint very well, and honestly, their only real painting weapon here is the Zap, unfortunately. But saying that, Zap takes out 2 people.
Yo, Janora coming in clutch here for Timi. And it looks like KFC is struggling to get in. It looks like Timi has taken the lead.
Well, that lead's also not by very much, so all KFC here has to really do is try and get that zone back. And man, we we see that Snape Fan here is gonna do a tap shot 1v1, and then they're gonna get somebody who comes up close and fails to rush that scoped charger. Man, Snape Fan here is actually doing a really good job too of just in general taking people out, especially from close up, which is what you should expect from a charger. Maybe not a scope charger, but a charger nonetheless.
I mean, you could tunnel way better with a scope charger, and it looks like Timi might take this if they don't get the map control back. Will they get the map control back? Who knows? It looks like Timmy's desperately trying to get this control here. It looks like they do take control! Oh my god!
Yeah, Timi, Turtle on 10th there, was trying their hardest to stall that. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do much as they had people both in front of them and behind them. If they hadn't had anybody coming up behind them, they probably would have been able to continuously stall that, as they had their canopy shield going forward. But with that big penalty of plus 75, it's gonna be a bit of an ordeal for Timi here if they keep just trading zone like how they are right now.
Exactly. And it looks like Henry is coming to go with the shark. Will they take this kill? Who knows?
Unfortunately, it looks like they ruined their element of surprise as the Tetras are gonna nope out and just go towards mid and focus on mid as they leave Henry here to kind of just continuously just flank here. Turtle taking out that hammer and going and trading. Oof. That's
That's a scuffed trade right there.
yeah. Nice hammer, but unfortunate for the 10 to go down because 10 would have been really really important of keeping the zone there.
Yeah, but it looks like KFC is gonna try and take this back here. It looks like they take the zone back, and then they're working down on that penalty. Oh, Timi's at 69. Nice.
Funny number.
Well, either way, it looks like they're just going at it here in mid.
Yeah, they're taking control of the bridge, which honestly, very important key point on Reef here is the bridge. Just having the top of bridge allows you to do so much because not only is it mid, but for a lot of the objectives, especially like such as zone or Rainmaker tower control, it's the starting point for a lot of the objectives, whether it be below or on top of it or not. So just having that there. And here we have Henry flanking behind, getting the tent, and going and getting that charger, but not until after they end up going down to the Ganyu here on Tetris. Ganyu is going to try and paint zone alone, but unfortunately going down to the Nautilus. And KFC is trying their hardest to keep that paint. The tent juking the Naut actually by letting their canopy go and float out, making them think that they're behind it or possibly swimming with the canopy.
What an interesting maneuver from Turtle.
Ooh!
Oh my god! They're gonna have to get the zone back here if they want to take it. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, oh, they're neutralizing the zone. Oh, and that's one kill. That's one kill. Oh!
Unfortunately, it looks like that the KFC employees are gonna take game 1 over Timi here, and only by 1 point as they go into overtime, but unfortunately Ganyu is unable to make that final push to take out those 2 people and doing a panic splashdown, which ends up getting cancelled and just allowing KFC to cap the zone there.
You see, I feel like Timi like kind of panicked at the end there, but listen, I feel like I was right in saying that considering Midnight and KFC employees were pretty evenly matched, that this was going to be an interesting set in against Timi. Now, they might pull a reverse sweep here, Timi, but I feel like KFC employees can be extremely proud of that win. Because we saw them make some amazing plays. It really shows that even in the span of 2 rounds, they've improved considerably from where they used to be.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's really nice to see improvement, especially like mid-tournament. It's just, you see a team going against another team and not doing so well, and then see them go against another team where that opposing team did a lot better than they might have against the team that they failed miserably to possibly, and then they somehow like come back and they just demolish, or even just in general have a better time of going against that other team.
Which is just absolutely insane. But let's talk about Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track for a second. On this map, there's a ton of curves. Just so many curves. It's just like, you have to, worry about flanks a lot, especially just people hiding behind corners. And you also gotta worry about the high ground, as, Obi-Wan would put it. Because you need that power from the slosher or something to get over that high ground.
I think another weapon, which I feel like I'm not going to see, and no, I'm not going to see, but another weapon that is really nice on this map, well, Nautilus is nice on this map, but Dynamo. Dynamo does really nice. It works really nicely around all these curves. I love seeing Dynamo on this map because it's just so fun to watch people use the curves to their advantage here. Just the corners, curves, etc. And right in the beginning here, we see KFC employees here taking 2 people down on the side of Timi.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. But it looks like they're gonna be pushing this in here. They've already got specials out galore. Will they get an early knockout here and take the set? And they get
Here we see
down?
Splash get a double, and they're gonna go after that Jet, and they're gonna KO.
Whoa! Holy crap! Yo, KFC popping off. They've come from the ashes. They've risen, and they have just taken a victory against the team that beat the team that miserably destroyed them. Just absolutely insane.
That was a really quick match. That took me aback. I'm a tad bit. I'm just a smidgen speechless there. Man, Timmy just had like no opportunity. Timmy just had no opportunity to like do too much there. Like they just all ended up going down one by one, and it just ended up in KFC being able to KO. And honestly, that's real Rainmaker as a mode as a whole. Like Rainmaker is genuinely the fastest mode in this game. Like you can have very slow matches that continuously go back and forth, and man, those are fun to watch. But also, then you get matches like these where the Rainmaker KO happens within like the first minute, not even of the game. Like I've had KOs within 63 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I remember one time I actually got a KO in like 30 seconds on Rainmaker, which was fun. But anyways, let's see. Okay, so it looks like KFC is going with the same exact comp. Whoa! It looks like Genora's taking out a mini Splatling here. Let's see if that changes up their playstyle at all. If it allows them to take any hits.
We see that Genora is gonna start off with a very early missile here, helping out their partner here, Ganyu, Tetras, to take out that person on the right fan, but then quickly rotating over to left side, and then realizing that they're alone, and all of Timmy is wiped now, as KFC employees are very aggressive and pushing in here, taking advantage of their positioning, and just going to throw that booyah, but unfortunately they get cancelled here.
Dang. I mean, these KFC employees are going so hard. They really want you to buy that KFC big box, don't they?
Honestly, I think this is very nice to see, like, as opposed to how they had played back in round 1, where they seemed pretty passive to some extent, but like they're just kind of throwing their aggression. Maybe round 1 was just their warm up, and this is them at at peak performance too. Perhaps.
I'm very excited to see what else comes out of this match. But at this point, Timmy's just looking for a win, because that's going to increase their score across the board.
Yeah, Timi, even though they're not going to take the set, they are definitely going to be wanting to look for some sort of win in this set. While it will not give them the set by any means, it'll still give them points. And any points is good points within groups, because it can definitely heavily affect whether or not you go into top cut or not.
No, I definitely agree with that statement. But it seems like KFC employees just going at it right here. Not even, well, they are letting them into their base slightly. But I was about to say, not even letting them get the chance to get past that first checkpoint. And it looks like they're about to do the same exact thing once more, not even letting them escape.
One of Timmy's players doesn't actually end up getting out, but KFC here is just absolutely dominating the map, getting all that cage control, but not before the Nautilus gets taken out by that splatter scope. And Timi here seemingly is trying to play it safe, not to feed too much in. Ooh, Snape here getting that kill with the splat bomb and then popping that stingray to get whoever might be on tower off that tower. Such a good way to use that stingray in this mode. Is just anytime you know somebody's on the tower, target the tower first and then go for others as you know where they are. Which honestly, like I personally dislike stingray to play it, but it is a very good special as a whole.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And it looks like they're going to be going for this first checkpoint once more. And they get the one to kill! But it looks like... And they got the first checkpoint! They might be getting lead here.
And
it looks like they do.
Timi does get lead, with Turtle using their canopy to push forward a little bit, with just staking back with Janora on the tower to possibly not only get their canopy back, but also to support their teammate. Unfortunately, they do go down, but KFC employees is got a delayed wipe on their side, and it looks like here that we're gonna see G here trying to make some sort of kind of panicked attack here on all the people who are over on tower, and they're just all pressuring them in their street. And the 52 takes out the mini and also takes out that charger, which is going to look like it's gonna just take an end to Timi's push there. But Timi got it to a push of 35, which, you know, is a pretty nice lead, but could very easily be challenged as long as KFC is able to get pushed up into their base far enough. And unfortunately, it looks like Turtle might get cornered here with two people losing their canopy and then instantly getting canceled as they pop their hammer. Ooh, that booyah going right after the charger, but the charger being able to avoid it and use their stingray. Ganyu and Janora here are going to take left fan and supporting one another equally, taking advantage of the fact that they are able to push them back a little bit here, and that's gonna give Timi game 3.
You see, I feel like they probably should have taken out that mini combination earlier, because it seemed to be really working for them, and it feels like KFC employees really cracked under the pressure here of trying to get a 3-0. But again, both teams are incredibly close, so it's not that too far-fetched to think that, you know, Timi would take a game off them. But again, that set's gonna go to KFC employees, and what an absolute banger of a performance from KFC employees here, considering they lost so terribly in round 1. Just absolutely twisted.
I genuinely hope that KFC employees does take this with them as they go into the future rounds, and I really hope that they do get that rematch against Midnight, because it would definitely be nice to see them go against Midnight again, not only just to see if they're possibly able to, like, do something, but also just, you know, it would be nice to see them go against Midnight again. You know, a rematch is always nice.
Exactly, yeah. And I am... let me just check what the time is real quick. Unfortunately, I don't think that I'll be able to see that. However, this again, it would be awesome if that does happen and all that jazz.
It would definitely be nice to. But this is also going to be our last round commentating. But before we sign off, I would like to talk about IPL's staff applications. We are always looking for new additions to our production and commentary teams. If you're interested in helping out in these areas, please feel free to fill out the form. And if you're interested in more than one area, please make sure to fill out the form multiple times. And the link to that form will be posted in the stream chat.
Yeah.
And also, Testing Ground 16 is next Saturday at 10 a.m. AEST or 8 p.m. EDT for our NA viewers. TG is IPL's bi-weekly tournament that runs a Swiss into Top Cut format. Be sure to sign up and join our Discord for more information. this is not a region cap tournament, so anybody from any region, if they'd like to, is more than welcome to play. And the Discord link should also get put into the stream chat. And as always, feel free to donate for any future IPL tournaments prize pools. If you would like to support any of these tournaments that you possibly either enjoy playing in or even just enjoy watching as a viewer, whether you play, watch, or view, we love you and we thank you for your support. And the Streamlabs link, if you'd like to donate to any future prize pools, should also be put into the stream chat.
Oh.
But before we sign off, where can they find you, Tyrant?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at BossTyrant725. I also have a YouTube channel, just Boss Tyrant, and a Twitch channel, BossTyrant725. I do Pokemon randomizers on that channel, and for YouTube, I do Fire Emblem Heroes content and upload my VODs. That's where you can find me.
You can find me over at Sky the Demon on pretty much every social media platform that I use. I tend to be more active on Twitter than I do on YouTube or Twitch. But for the most part, when I do upload things, I do a lot of art. I play competitively. Yeah, I'm a TO who also plays competitively. Don't see a lot of those. But honestly, I don't really have anything much else to say. Good luck to all of the people who are playing, and I wish everybody luck as they go into Top Cut.
As do I.
And that's a good night from me.
And me too. See you, lads.
Hello everyone! Welcome back to Reef Rushdown 5. I am Krakenmare, joined by DRF. How you doing, DRF?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, Kraken. I guess we're gonna dive pretty quickly into this, it seems. So I guess lay it on us. What's going down, Kraken?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be hopping into Teletubbies versus Timmy's. We've seen both of these teams. Quickly gonna swap to the map since we've seen both these teams. We're really excited to see them. Sorry, we're running out of time here. Both teams were ready really quickly. They missed my message to hold off just a minute. So we're hopping right into this one. We are going, and we're going to see in the blue, or the purple, we're going to see Timi, and we're going to see in the green, we are going to see, I believe it is Teletubbies.
All right, great. So, we are here on Splatoon's Inkling Art Academy, and right out of the gates here, we have a bit of a bloodbath going on in center, and I believe you said it was the Teletubbies in purple. Is that correct?
Yep, Teletubbies. Oh no, that's Timi. You're right.
Okay, so Timi is in purple here, and they do get that first cap, and they do have a two-man advantage, or two men down on the side of the Teletubbies. So this is going to actually do wonders here as they manage to work down this scoreboard, as they're already progressing about halfway through. Their score here, already below 50 remaining.
Yeah, already down below 50 remaining. I mean, they're powering through this. I mean, they absolutely just have complete control right now. They have specials ready, and the Teletubbies just don't right now have an opportunity to really push in. They're already 2 down in with 20 ticks remaining on the clock, and another one goes down. I don't know if they're really got an opportunity to get back in this DRF.
I don't think so. Another beautiful snipe there from the Snape fan. And I think if they had just one more second there, they would have actually gotten yet another one. And this is a very, very quick 100-0 victory.
Wow, that was crazy, DRF. I was not expecting that to go so fast. But I know the Teletubbies, this is their first tournament in here. At least, that's what they claim, I believe, and I have reason to believe them. I have not seen their face around before, and I'm really glad they came out here to play Reef Rushdown in their first tournament. And it seems that they're having so fun so far. They hopped in here in chat for a little bit, and we chatted a little bit. I'm sitting here behind the scenes, behind the computer here in the stream, and as well. So we chatted a little bit while we were getting stuff together, and we're going to be going to Tower Control Manta Maria next, though. DRF, what do you think about this map?
Well, I personally really love Manta Maria. I just think that this map is just so much fun because it's so different. There's so many just tight turns, and it's a mix of like being open but very tight at the same time in just various parts of the map. And I just think it's a lot of fun, especially as a Tri-Slosher player. Being able to just fling ink over the various walls, and it's just such a complex map, and I just absolutely love it. And like I said, it's as a Tri-Slosher player, I do think we might see a couple buckets coming out here because they're gonna do wonders on trying to stop these tower pushes when they start going through places like that street.
Yeah, you mentioned buckets on this one, and I love it too. I used to be a Tri-Slosher player, I did in Splat 1, and then over time I switched to Brush at the beginning of Splat 2, and so I understand how buckets really work on this one. I still play it here and there, and I'm really glad to see hear about that Tri-Slosher, and I definitely feel the same way you do. But we don't see any buckets in this one. They're going to go ahead and stick with different weaponry, but the fun one I see here is going to be those Dapple Dualies. What do you think about that one, DRF?
Yeah, so we're seeing some clear Dapples here, and I mean it's definitely an interesting weapon choice. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of it, especially in something like Tower Control on Manta Maria. I mean, it can maneuver around pretty well, although. I don't know. It's just really a toss-up on that one, and it can really go well, but at the same time, if you aren't super well versed with that weapon, it can go downhill real quick.
Oh, I mean, it can really go downhill really quick. You are not wrong in that one. And we see a fight for tower here. Quickly though, Timi is able to get that second checkpoint. And I'll tell you what, that is huge to get that second checkpoint on this map. It is quite difficult to get that second checkpoint. But once you're able to do that, you're usually able to score big here. And we see a huge opportunity for them to score big. Just one member standing in the way of Timi here, able to get this victory. And they get that pick. And they're going to be riding the tower. And I think, yes, that will be a quick KO again from Timi.
Wow, we talk about a speed run here. This is going to, this is just doing wonders here for Timi right now. And oh man, just look at those numbers there. 7, 5, and 3 in a match that lasted probably about a minute to a minute and a half there.
Yeah, I mean, that was just crazy how fast that was. They were, Timi here is just showing off a little bit. In that last set they got beat by the KFC KFC employees, excuse me, not Warriors. I'm thinking of a different team. But yeah, I mean they show that they lost to KFC employees, which was a little bit of a surprise here. After being able to let me look back here. I believe they beat Midnight, which was a little bit of a surprise, and then to go back and lose to KFC employees, it was a little bit of a surprise to us. We were discussing between the sets, but they kind of want to make up for that loss there to the KFC employees and that they had in the last round. So see them already starting this one off with a quick 2-0.
Yeah, and I mean, with Clamblitz Albacore, I think we can anticipate that in this game 3, it's probably going to be more of the same thing. I mean, they're going to probably stick with a lot of the same comps. It seems like these two teams are just very comfortable with the compositions they've been using. But I do expect Timi just to, put pedal to the metal from the very start. And they're going to try to get a power climb as quick as possible, and they're going to try to, get that first power climb in just pretty much as soon as they can get one. And definitely expect there to be a solid rotation of players collecting clams and throwing them to the basket as they kind of hold their position. This is going to be a great map for them to do that.
And we see here not too many changes on the side of Teletubbies. They're going for a quite aggressive comp, and I think that's really the choice here. While you see from the side of Timi, Timi. Getting these teams' name mixed up. they're both too close to throw me off here. We see on the side of Timi, they go with a little more range and a little bit of a slower, steadier pace. With the dualies and the tent, and then the E-leader. So it's kind of aggressive versus a slower comp here, and a little bit of a surprising thing for Clamblitz. But I think with the way this map is built and how big it is, the range and the slowness actually might work.
Yeah, and we do see that power clam coming out, and they do score that. And now follows the wave of clams. They only do get one in for now, and finally it seems like that Charger is going to be able to throw in just a couple of more while trying to pick off a couple of people at the same time. The bubble's also coming out on the side of Timi now, and that is going to be a full-on wipe on the side of Teletubbies. 56 points remaining for Timi, and the slaughter continues. It looks like the Teletubbies are now staggering very greatly here and just falling right into the grasps of each Timi player, no matter which way they go. However, finally a couple players do go down on the side of Timi, but yet this Brella is going to keep holding this position and get some more clams in. It is Teletubbies need to hold on just for a split second longer, but no!
Even more points!
Of clams continues.
And they just have the one player left this time. Yeah, it's finally gonna stop. You know what? I'll tell you what. That was open for what? Like a minute? I think that basket might have been open for a minute in that one. Because, I mean, we're almost near that 3-minute mark remaining. And they scored probably, in the first 30 seconds. So, I mean, I would have to go back and time it. But I'll tell you what. They did that very picture perfect there. Knowing, all right, we don't have all the claims we need to KO. We just got to push them in slowly and extend this time. And they managed to do that very well. And we see them able to score again. And that's just crazy, the amount of score there. And look, they have an opportunity to score even more, but I don't know if they're going to win this 3v1 here. Oh, they do! They get away!
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe it.
That CDS, I think threw in about 6 or 7 clams there before finally going down. And that was legitimately a 1v3, and then it became a 1v4. They weren't going to win it, so they just ran for their life the entire time.
I mean, it worked. Obviously, we see them score another 3 points off that, and they killed their penalty. Of course, 50% of what they killed in the penalty goes back in to the second penalty. But the big thing is, that's only 50%. That means they have actually a smaller penalty than they would have if they didn't score any of those clams. And on top of that, they get 3 extra points. So a super worthwhile attempt to score those. And it was super worth it, but they're not going to be able to follow up and go, oh, maybe I'm wrong. We see the tent come in with one. The next one is ready, and that will be a quick third KO for the side of Timi. We're dominating this match here, DRF.
Oh yeah, this was all Timi from start to finish. But much credit to the Teletubbies though. It seemed like with each game, they managed to make a little bit more progress each time. I mean, yes, that like we said, that Timi kept the basket open for like a solid minute there, and that was just absolutely insane. But the Teletubbies, I mean, they finally managed to kind of pull a stop together, and I think that's actually huge for that team. Even though they did go down 0-3, and Timi dominated this, this is a new team we're talking about, and it's gonna be rough in the beginning, but making progress like that throughout a set is huge. It's huge for a team like this. So they're just gonna need to continue to look at these type of games and just work on it. I think there was a lot that they learned from this set here.
Yeah, I mean that was an amazing set. That was crazy to watch. I really, as much as it was a domination, I really like seeing how Timi was smart there about extending their clams. That's something you don't see from a lot of teams. A lot of teams just want to throw them in as fast as you can. Just throw them in. We need to get it in. But they recognized they had 4 players there. So the person that was farthest back and the only one with clams at the time, which was the E leader, just won. Okay, wait. Until they cleared it out, and one member went back and got more clams. Then they started throwing them in a little bit faster, and then they continued to do that. So I mean, that was textbook what you would need to do if you're in a situation you don't have enough clams to get or to KO at that time. So something to keep an eye on for anybody that has that is newer to Splatoon, or maybe has not thought about that and implemented that. Something that you can definitely use to your advantage in future matches.
Yeah. All right. But I believe this concludes. This was round 4 of the round robin. Is that correct?
Yes. So we have ourselves one more round of our Swiss /round robin. It's really a round robin just because we have exactly enough teams for the round. So so we'll be right back here with more action in round 5, our final round of round robin in Reef Rushdown 5. Stay tuned, everyone. And welcome back to Reef Rushdown 5. I am Kraken Merrick, joined again by DRF. DRF, are you excited for this round 5 action?
Absolutely. I mean, this is it. This is the end of our round robin stage, and after this, we're going to be heading into our quote-unquote top cut. I mean, it's more or less going to be just a battle between our top 2 teams. But I think that still qualifies for the name top cut, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a top cut. It's a little bit different. It's a different style, effectively because we had round robin. Everyone's faced each other, so it's not like Swiss where you kind of need to kind of figure out who really your top team is, or everyone hasn't faced each other, something like that, right? This one, everyone has faced each other at least, has faced each other once already. So usually,
So usually in the Swiss stage, it's I guess the important thing with Swiss is that not everyone normally faces each other, right?
Yeah.
So that's what a top cut
Sorry, I
ends
kinda
up
zoned
being
out.
helpful. Is that,
got a message.
no, you're totally okay. But yeah, with the Swiss stage, I mean, it's an opportunity for teams to kind of find their footing, and they'll play teams of similar level, but they're not going to play everybody. But in this one, because it's round robin, everyone kind of got to play each other, and so after this, we kind of already have an idea of where do all these teams rank relative to each other, and we can kind of just take our top 2 teams, and it's going to be an opportunity for whatever team comes in second to prove that they are the top dog here in Reef Rushdown.
Yeah, so looking at our standings for this one, these are actually potentially 2 of our higher teams here. If Midnight goes on to lose this one, they might not move on to our next round. They may go ahead and fall into our 3rd place match. It just purely depends on the tiebreakers. I don't know their tiebreakers with Timi. I would have to check. Timi's the other team that's kind of sitting right there with them. So I would have to go ahead and double check the score. And also KFC employees, if they are able to win their set, will also be 3-2. So we would have 3 teams potentially that are sitting at 3-2 if Midnight cannot get this set done. If they're able to get this victory, though, they are guaranteed to move on to our next set. And we will actually see a rematch of this set, for that matter, for our grand finals.
Oh, man. All right. This is going to be a good one, then.
Yeah, the great thing about this one is there was a lot of teams that end up taking games off each other, and teams that you wouldn't expect to win, they ended up winning and such. So it definitely threw us off here a little bit. And yeah, so here we go. Rainmaker on Starfish main stage will be our first map, DRF. What do you think is the key on this map?
Man, this one, this is where heartbreak happens on Rainmaker Starfish main stage. It's one of those stages where you see either just the most one-sided matches or the most epic comebacks. It's really just one or the other. And someone's going to get their heart broken here in game 1, no matter, what goes down. Somebody is just, this is one of those map modes where it's going to be very high scoring, and it really just, it's going to suck to lose this one, because you're going to either feel like, oh man, we really let the other team get the best of us, and you're going to start doubting yourself going into future matches, going into that game 2, game 3. So we're going to have to see what happens as we get into game number 1 here.
Yeah, and we see some fun picks here with the H3 coming out of Azelf. And, of course, something like just a shot here from Hope. And we seen Hope in the previous set go absolutely off with this shot. I think it was on the Teletubbies, of course, and just absolutely taking down the Teletubbies left and right. The baby son could not help them one bit. Hope took away all of their hope here, and we'll see if that's going to happen here to Midnight in this first set, or first game, excuse me.
Yeah, and it seems like out of the gate here, Hope is playing a rather passive, starting to slowly move up here, and Tuki does have control of mid at this point. But, not really a lot of picks on either side quite yet. Hope does have that Inkjet ready, though, and they're not going to pop it quite yet. They're going to actually go around and get a couple more picks. There we go. There's that Inkjet now, although Hope has 2 teammates down, but they're going to keep going and firing off a lot of shots here. Nice, gets a couple of picks, but unfortunately going to get downed by Nova. And this is going to be a push that is stopped at 70 points remaining for Tuki, and Midnight now going to be able to recontrol mid.
Yeah, they're able to get control of mid, and Midnight, though, trying to just do what they can. You know, they have the Rainmaker to try to take 1 or 2 down, but they're going to get swarmed from all 3 sides, and Nova able to take them down, or Nova going down to Hope, excuse me. Nova was on with the Rainmaker, and another opportunity to push for Tuki here. Not going to be able to, though. That Stingray, a very well-placed Stingray from the side of Midnight. Really quite a defensive game, something you don't really see too much in Rainmaker, DRF.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like this match so far is going complete opposite of what I was saying. Like, I was expecting a very high-scoring affair out of the gate between these two teams, but both teams are playing they're slowing down the pace a lot. They're trying to ensure that they have significant numbers advantage before they make their move. And Midnight, they did get 2 people down there, so this could be their move right now, but we do see the Stingray coming out, and Tenta gonna pull out the Stingray to counter the Stingray, and Tenta wins that Stingray battle. That's gonna be 3 members down on the side of Tuki. That's a fight! This is gonna be massive damage on the scoreboard now for Midnight as they get to that final ramp. 15 points remaining. They're going to get close to that pedestal, but no, 7 points remaining now, and they finally do go down. That's going to be 2 people down on the side of Midnight as well. So Tuki going to be able to clean up in their base, but the damage is already done, and they have a huge task ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, huge task. Getting it all the way down to 93 points, you know, that's a huge amount of points to overcome on any map. You know, there's only maybe a couple exceptions like Blackbelly where it's really possible to do that consistently, and it's not really safe. On this map, getting it to about 20 is pretty difficult. There's such a choke point towards that ramp that teams are just ready to take you down without wiping them. And getting past that and getting all the way to 7 really gives them a big insurance policy for the side of Midnight. But and on top of that, they're going to push some more and eat up even more clock, taking this game down to less than a minute and a half remaining.
Yeah, and I mean, even though it is just such a tall order for Tuki right now, I said it before, this is the map where heartbreak happens. Tuki can just lay down and die right here, or they can try to mount the comeback of a lifetime to try to get themselves back into this game and try to steal this one from right underneath Midnight. But Midnight doing a great job of holding their position. They are all in on defense with less than a minute to go in this match. Tenta going to be backing up all the way to that pedestal, actually. You know, I mean, not a bad idea. You really you don't need to make a move. You need to play defense. Just put together a solid defensive effort for these last 40 seconds.
We see a Zelf here trying to get some paint up with that H3, trying to support their teammates right now. Look at all the paint that they have on the side of Tuki here. They're going to grab the Rainmaker, 2 members down of Midnight. One coming off the top rope, not going to get him. A Zelf able to push forward with the Rainmaker, that Inkjet supporting. Stingray coming out in opposition, not going to get that Rainmaker quite yet. The big thing, though, is it delays them enough that Midnight's team members were able to come back, and the bomb coming out from Nova, most likely going to secure this game for Tuki.
Wow. What a back and forth game 1. Midnight going to steal this one from right underneath Tuki. Tuki was coming into this as the undefeated team, right?
Yeah, Tuki was 4-0, I believe, going into this set. You are correct.
Great. Well, I mean, Midnight's now up 1 game on them. I mean, there's still 2 games to go, so Tuki can completely swing this one back their way and, you know, take this set right back and show that they are still that undefeated team. But, you know, this is a real close one, and I think we're in for a very special game 2 and 3.
Yeah, I really think so too. I mean, that was quite a close one. Other than the real one big push that Midnight was able to successfully get, which was obviously the game winner in that one, it was a pretty close one. It was pretty defensive on both sides, other than that one big push, just because Midnight got themselves a wipe, and then were able to get another one that respawned. And that opportunity they just took advantage of. And that is, at least if you're going to play on the defensive side, you have to take every little advantage you get in the numbers department when you get those, and just push as far as you can. And Midnight successfully did that. It's a hard strategy to do because you're relying basically on 1 push, maybe 2. But Midnight successfully did that. And going up 1-0, obviously, going into this Clan Blitz, the Reef map. What do you think about this one, DRF?
Clan Blitz the Reef. I mean, the Reef is just one of those maps in general that's just pretty balanced overall. I really can't pinpoint a specific weapon that's going to be bad on this. And I think Clan Blitz is a fun one as well. There's a couple different ways that you can approach the basket. So this one I think is really just going to come down to your team synergy, being able to coordinate those specials, calling out perhaps like you're going to send a flank to get behind a basket, bring in some jumps. It's really just team synergy is what's going to decide this game.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. And I love the Reef here, and it's a really good and balanced map. Maybe we should do something with the Reef sometime for Reef Rushdown. Maybe some sort of special. I was just thinking about that the other night. It's like, maybe. We'll see here, folks. Make sure to tune in for future Reef Rushdowns and maybe potentially participate in them if you're not participating tonight. Every 2 weeks here on for Eastern folks, 11 p.m. Eastern. But of course, for our focus group, our Australian folks, it is at 1 p.m. On Saturday. So, yeah, we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Obviously, we have some more game action here before we worry about 2 weeks from now. And a quick score from Midnight, already giving them up a good 29 points. Not the hugest push in the world, but it could be definitely worse.
Yeah, I mean, put together a good stop there. Damage was very minimal. However, Tuki does have 22 clams on their side. And if they can land those in, that is going to be huge on the scoreboard. There is that first power clam. They do have 17 to follow up with that. They quickly steal the lead. Down to below 50 points remaining, make it 44 now, and 2 people down on the side of Tuki. It seems like this push might just be about over as the other 2 members are on that bridge, backing up slowly. They're going to be able to escape the fire of Midnight, but 44 points remaining is an absolutely big push on the side of Tuki, and Midnight now going to have to respond, but I think they could, answer the call.
Wow, I mean, that was such a quick 44. I mean, they were hitting those clams as fast as possible. Quite the opposite of what we saw in that Clam Blitz on Hotel a little bit while back, where they had the basket. It wasn't this team. It was Turtle, Alley, and trying to remember who else was on there. Vesta, I'm forgetting the other one. Anyways, for that pickup, they had that basket open for like 10 years, I swear. Of course, Tuki just being efficient, just going, all right, we have a little window. Midnight's a really good team. We're not going to be able to hold it for that long. Let's just get these clams in there. And they managed to do so. And through the first 2.5 minutes approximately, they're able to really have a good score and hold Midnight back to just a little bit over a single power clam push. And looks like this opportunity and this power clam is going to die.
And that's a full wipe on the side of Midnight, so this is going to be a free score for Tuki as they have 2 power clams. That's going to quickly get them out of the penalty and add an additional 12 points to their score. And it looks like they have more clams to follow, 20 points remaining. They're going to try to put as many in as possible. However, that is going to be just pretty close to wipe and make it a triple. So 20 points remaining for Tuki. Midnight now having to scramble a little bit more with 2 minutes to go in this match, but they quickly built up their economy of clams. 18 clams in their possession right now. I mean, if they can get all those in, then they can get pretty close to trying to close this lead.
Yeah, they have the opportunity. They have obviously 2 power clams. They have the pity and the one that Nova is holding right now. So that is, of course, going to eat up the penalty plus an additional 6 or another 20 after that. So that would, bring them down to under 50 points. The big thing is they're going to have to collect a lot more beyond that. And right now they really just have 3 additional clams. Not too much. And not having that many clams is not a good thing at this point when you have to find that opportunity to push forward. But if they're going to get picks like that, they're going to have that opportunity. But as I say that, they go multiple down.
Yeah, the CDS doing a fantastic job there of taking 2 people down despite the splashdown. And another pick there from the CDS, but it is going to be a trade with that Kensa 52 gal. And at this point, it is a 3v3. Tuki, are going to take those trades. Those trades are in their favor right now. As long as they don't go down in numbers and they can continue to just minimize the clam supply on the side of Midnight, they're going to be able to run away with this victory.
Yeah, I think definitely. And look at all of the push here on Bridge, and it's not going to be successful for Midnight. Tuki able to respond quickly. Azelf trying to get multiple picks, but completely surrounded, and I believe, yes, they went down here to the K machine of Rhythm, but Rhythm's teammate goes down, and their opportunity to push might be over, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that fantastic job there to just hold position and just, kind of scare the enemy team away from that push. They have 10 seconds left, though. They are going to get overtime, it seems, but they need to make a move soon. They are going to pick up the Pity Clam, I think, is what they did, but here comes the jump. They're going to make their move right here, right now, and it is a 2v2 situation, so they don't have the numbers to throw in clams in surplus. They're going to try to go secure that power clam. And no! I think they went down before they could pick it up, and I don't think they're going to be able to get anything else in, barring a miracle. And that is going to wrap up Game 2 in favor of Tuki with the clutch stop. My goodness.
Wow, that was a fun one. Very close there at the end for Midnight they managed to just bring it close. That power clam going down in the background ends up costing them the game here, and we're going to be going into a Game 3 that is super important. We discussed how important this set was as a whole, deciding who's going to be going into our top cut and who's not. That's it's crazy sight here to see Tuki here just able to hold that defense.
Yeah. So I mean, 1-1. This we said it was going to be a good match, and here we are going into Game 3, and of all things, Flat Zones Camp Triggerfish.
That might be my fault. I might do the maps or something,
You might get a very strongly worded letter after this tournament.
I think this is a perfect time for this. I mean, it's such a team-oriented map mode. It was rolled, I use a combination of RNG and, hand going over, so we don't have, the same mode, or the same map repeating, in back-to-back sets, etc., right? But, it just happened to roll like this, and I was so happy, as, honestly, I had to definitely make sure it stayed that way. Camp Triggerfish is such a team-oriented map mode, especially on zones. This is a perfect point for this, on a set that matters so much. This shows which team is going to be the better team here, because you have to coordinate so well to do good on Camp Triggerfish, and on top of coordinating well, you have to flip back and forth between the different sides. You have to have a good opening game plan, and you just have to respond to what the other team's doing. You obviously have to do that in every map mode, but for Camp, because of the break in the middle, it takes a lot longer to respond, so you have to kind of plan ahead. You have to be communicating, what you're seeing before they hit you, and if, you're outnumbered, you have to be smart enough to back up. You can't just kind of hold forward on, a 2v1 situation or a 3v1 situation.
Yeah. So, we'll kind of have to see what kind of comes of this as we head into the all-deciding game number 3. Will Tuki hold on to their undefeated record, or will Midnight punch their ticket into, I guess, a second matchup with this team if they win this one for our championship? So we'll have to see. Tenta gonna kind of come out here. They're looking for a charger duel, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little fun to see, but you can see, they weren't paying, the sniper really wasn't paying attention and almost got ran up on. Luckily, they were smart enough to survive, and that's kind of one of those things I talked about in this map. You have to be able to be aware of your surroundings if you're outnumbered on one side, because they sent 3 on the left, or on the right side for Tuki, and just the sniper stayed on the one side, so Tenta was trying to take that battle, and the sniper almost got ran up on.
Yeah, I mean, very fortunate there as Midnight continues to hold on to these zones, but it looks like it might just flip, and there it is. Tuki now going to get their first possession of the zone, but it's going to be very short-lived as they only get 3 points off the scoreboard before Midnight claims it for themselves once again. Tuki, though, 2 members down, and they're going to be coming back here. They're going to go ahead and split this 2-2 again. 2 members on that left zone, 2 on that right. So, however, the Charger looks like they are going to try to rotate right, possibly, and give some support there. But, you know, I mean, it's really, that's one of the tough things, as we were saying, it's so team-oriented. You know, when do you make the call to send someone over and rotate, you know, giving yourselves a number disadvantage on one side, but a significant numbers advantage on the other?
Yeah, and we saw that sniper rotate over, and one member went down on each side, so they had to back up again for Tuki. Midnight here, the more established team, I believe Tuki is a pickup. They are able right now to be really balanced and working together. And for some reason, I have the feeling that I'm going to eat these words here in a minute. But the sniper able to get the junior, this opportunity for them to cap the zones and make me eat my words. You see, I played a little bit too much Camp Triggerfish. It's actually my best zones map, funny enough. Personally, it was a great map mode for me. But, and I've had great experiences with Team on this one. But, you know, so I can really see how this map's going to unfold. I got to call that one out pretty quickly. Great job here by Tuki, though. They're able to finally push up. We see the bomb rush ready. We see the great placed walls, keeping Midnight members back and trying to do their best to take control of that rail, and that would really slow down any sort of maneuvering to that one side here from the side of Midnight.
Yeah, and I mean, these teams are going back and forth on these zones right now. However, Midnight going to be able to clean up the mess in the opposition's zone. So they do claim it for themselves now, and they're going to start working on that penalty. However, Tuki is going to get 2 nice picks there, and that should allow them to cap these zones for themselves. Taking a little while to do so, but they finally do get the job done. So now they're going to get an opportunity to work on this penalty. We are now under 2 minutes, though, so they're going to want to, you know, make this push count, so that way they can at least tighten this gap or even try to take the lead. Yeah,
I mean, they're going to have to definitely fight for this one. They're getting flanked by the Machine. The Machine is able to get one. Survive the bomb. Trying to avoid it. They're not going to survive a second bomb from Hope. Hope just throwing one there, hoping it will be successful. And the Machine not looking. We kind of saw their point of view. They were looking up behind them for that other player, managing to just run right into the bomb. Hope was very hopeful and able to successfully do that. And getting a second bomb kill, by the way, on that junior from across the way. So, Hope being smart, using that secondary, which is their reach on either side, and getting multiple picks. But in the end, they're going to get pincered here by multiple members of Midnight. And with about a minute remaining here, Midnight has control and has the lead and is nearing that penalty being completely gone.
Yeah, but Tuki going to try to just desperately put a stop to it. However, it's going to be no good as the junior does go down. They do have 2 other specials ready. We'll see if they can get those off. We do see some rain actually coming on the side of Tuki. That's going to expire, though, and which was not enough to cap both zones. Oh, man, just a constant back and forth effort. Just a huge 2v2 there, and nice, a beautiful snipe there on the side of Tuki. But it's still not enough to help cap this zone. Finally, they do get the job done with 10 seconds remaining and another beautiful snipe. This is going to be it. This is do or die now for Tuki as they have 15 points remaining on that penalty. This is going to force overtime now, and they do have a 4v2 advantage. This is going to be really close now as we see Geo going to be trying to climb that wall and put a stop to their own zone. The bomb rush coming out. That's going to stop one zone. However, it's going to flip right back to Tuki. Oh my goodness, a huge back and forth. That's a full-on wipe on the side of Tuki. Oh goodness.
That is game, set, match for Midnight. We're going to be going, so if my math is correctly, and I am knowledgeable what the standings were, I'm not crazy, we're going to see a rematch for Grand Finals here. Going into this, Tuki was undefeated, so Midnight able to successfully upset Tuki in a 2-1 set for Reef Rushdown's round five. Round robin 5. Whew, that's a lot of R's there. Reef Rushdown's round robin round 5.
Oh man.
And we'll be coming back, I believe, again. We'll be seeing Tuki and Midnight. I'll get the confirmation here when we come back. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be back with the last set here, our grand final set of Reef Rushdown. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Reef Rushdown 5. We are out of round robin. That was a great round robin, round 5 set. Geez, so many R's. It's right. But yeah, we're going into our kind of top cut of sorts. We're kind of just doing a first place match and a third place match. We're just going to be streaming the first place match here. We don't want everyone just to stay around for all of them, you know, as much as we would love to give everyone more time. We're not going to drag things along here, especially when there's not like prizes or anything involved. We're just doing it out here for fun. We're going to go a little bit quickly. We're going to be seeing Tuki and Midnight, of course, as we kind of mentioned before, with Midnight able to get that upset. They are able to get a rematch versus Tuki for the grand finals. And I'll tell you what, we are actually hopping in this right away, DRF.
Oh man! All right, yeah. So game 1, Splat Zones on Muscle Forge Fitness. This is gonna. I mean, this is the tone setter here. I mean, we saw the best of 3 last time. Midnight got the best of Tuki there, but now this is best of 5. So I guess is this best of 8?
Yeah, I mean, you know, but the big thing is it's kind of like a set play kind of situation, right? So you know, you're kind of focusing on the set that matters at that time, and Midnight was able to successfully get the first set, and right now it looks like they're going to try to fight and get the lead here in the second set in the first 30 seconds, able to successfully get the lead and have good control of the map so far.
Yeah, I mean, Midnight doing a great job there of responding to Tuki's early, zone capture, and they're just, chipping away at this Tuki team right now, getting, pick here, pick there, starting to get them to stagger. However, Tuki is going to start working on their specials. They do have a few of them ready, it seems, I think they've just now released all of them, but to no avail. It seems like the Bomb Rush is going to be trying to paint this zone here, but that's not going to work either. Finally, I don't know what managed to land there. I guess they just managed to just straight up out-ink Midnight. And they've, stopped the bleeding. That was starting to, take a turn for the worse.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, getting down to 33 remaining is a pretty solid push, and then Tuki, after popping all those specials, didn't cap it right away. So that's a situation you go, oh no. If you're the side of Tuki, but being able to successfully get at least some points back on the board and getting that 50-point penalty, it means a lot. It gives you at least a little bit of breathing room, even if you don't hold it, obviously, till they get the lead. They weren't able to do so, but at least till they can get a good situation to push forward again, and I think they might have the situation here. They have multiple members down on the side of Midnight, and multiple specials ready, for that matter.
Yeah, however, it does look like there's a little bit of a contest here going for this zone. It's going to go back and forth yet again. Midnight going to reclaim it for their own. It looks like Rai, with this Tri-Navo, going to be trying to shock around. Gets a nice pick there to avenge their teammate. Bomb's going to be coming out as well to try to hold the zone in their possession, doing a great job of that. And, a nice pick on the Charger as well. Rai getting everything that they want right now, making a triple. My goodness, and now they are out of the penalty, and Tuki is in a big, big trouble.
Yeah, that's troublesome. They're trying to do the wall trick, something that was discovered not too long ago, funny enough. At least popular not too long ago. You can get the wall over the ledge if you do it right with the Charger there trying to do it. I saw them jump up and try to get it. They were unsuccessful, and the wall went back behind them. It takes very particular timing. But Midnight, though, going up 1-0 in this best of 3. Tuki here, I think all of them the wind in the sails are gone for this one.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was, all Midnight in game 1. I mean, Tuki did a great job of, putting together a couple stops. I mean, some of the stops kind of appeared out of thin air, it seemed, when they threw all their specials, pretty much everything but the kitchen sink at the zone, and it didn't flip, and then somehow magically managed to get it after they used all their specials. But Tuki just never got a grip on this match in game 1. But, they can kind of pull themselves together here as they go into game 2, which is going to be on Clamblitz Humpback Pump Track.
Ooh, Humpback Pump Track, Clamblitz, RNG. That's a fun one. That's a RNG light. I'll call it RNG light.
Right.
I think it's pretty accurate because, like I said, we prevent certain things from popping up in our RNG certain ways. I don't, like I said, don't want maps appearing. You don't want Humpback Pump Track in the last set appearing. That's just not very fun. And I make sure all map modes are played once at least before it rotates out again. So I call it RNG light. But yeah, I think this is a fun one, a fun place to have this one. It's a pretty difficult one to score on unless you're really coordinated as a team. I mean, Clam Blitz is already notoriously difficult for that, but there's nice choke points going up to the basket there for the defending side. So if the other team is just trying to rush on you, it's very hard to do so. And if they do that, they're not going to score very much. And even if they manage to kind of get behind you, they don't really have anywhere to go. So you just swarm them really quickly and take down any sort of ink brush moments, so to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right on that. It is one of, I think, the more difficult Clam Blitz maps to, put together a huge scoring effort. It's going to take huge team coordination. But let's go ahead and see how this one shakes out. Both teams abandoning the juniors that they had used for splat zones. Rightfully so. I mean, it's not going to be as necessary here on this map. But the quick early Stingray going to shut down that Charger. My goodness.
Kind of to correct here, they do have an NZEP the junior on the side of Midnight. They did keep it for them.
I totally missed that one.
Yeah, the Zelf did switch off and go to the H3 for the side of Tuki. Ooh, Rhythm gonna shut him down. Getting 2, getting 3, going for the 3rd or the 4th for that matter. Hope gonna deny that. Hope gonna respond with a double themselves and kill this push at 50 points. But wow, what a good opening push here. 50 points ain't nothing to be upset about. I honestly think they might be a little upset they didn't get more. They had an opportunity to score more and just not successful. They didn't have the clams ready to go. But they're really putting down a little bit of momentum. They got the 2-1 victory in the last set, and then they were able to successfully also start this set with a 1-0. And then this game, they're already up 50 points.
Yeah, I mean, and this is very different from when we saw these two teams play Clam Blitz just moments ago. And it was Tuki that had control that entire game. But now it's Midnight's turn. They said, you guys had us that last Clam Blitz map, but this one is ours. We are going to just continue to push you. And, I mean, that's exactly what they're doing right now. However, Tuki now trying to, they do have control of mid, but they do go 2 down as well. So they might, have to give up mid here. To kind of just preserve themselves in case Midnight does put together an offensive push. However, they don't really have the clans to do so quite yet. Both teams kind of just, scrapping it out right now.
Yeah, they really are, and right now it's pretty neutral, as you kind of mentioned. We see the Inkjet coming out, we see the Ray coming out, we see missiles coming out. Just throw out all the specials, everyone! You're making a real party, everyone running around trying to get stuff done. A couple members went down on both sides, but not really meaningful because mid stays pretty neutral right now. Though I would say a slight advantage to Tuki here, as they're able to get the majority of the map pretty green in this first bit.
Yeah, I mean, even as Midnight's getting picks, they're being pushed back. And they are very fortunate right now that Tuki just can't keep their members up long enough to, get a solid push together. They do have the clams to do it right now, but as I say that, another one of their members does go down with 9 clams. And now it looks like Tuki's going to end up going on the back foot here. Trying to bring out just all the specials that they have built up, and both clams now sitting with 16 clams. And as I say that again, Tuki goes down. I think I need to stop talking about Tuki because every time I do, another person goes down.
Well, this time it's Midnight that goes 2 down, so I think that push is pretty dead. Luckily, they do manage to save 1 power clam, and I think that's huge there. Saving 1 power clam gives an opportunity to push forward in the future, and you can see from above here, 13 clams for the side of Tuki. None of those being a power clam, though, so they're not quite ready to push if they give themselves an opportunity. But going down another member, They really are not leaving themselves any opportunity to push, and Rhythm might be giving an opportunity for Midnight to push, getting a triple, going for a kind of quad, getting a Zelf again out of the spawn, and that's a wipe for the side of Tuki. Look at all those points going on the board. Members of Tuki just trying to rush and defend. No more claims are ready for Midnight, though, and this push looked like it might be over now.
I think now it is, yes. But not before getting just a couple more clams in. And that is huge, huge damage on the scoreboard. Midnight has just such a commanding lead now, and it's going to take an absolute miracle for Tuki to come back from this one with 30 seconds remaining. Of course, it is entirely still possible as they quickly build up 20 clams on their side. But they've been struggling all match to keep the numbers on their side. And as I say that again, Tuki goes 2 down with 15 seconds to go. Not looking good for them. And that might have been just a delayed wipe there. This match, it seems to be over. Midnight gonna probably run away with this one as the clock finishes ticking down and makes it official.
Wow. I mentioned there was no wind in the sails of Tuki. They didn't score a single point in that game. They just were absolutely shredded by Rhythm Grind. I mean, look at that KA. Just absolutely dominating them. I mean, the lowest KA, which was a weapon, I believe that was their... I didn't see which one it was, honestly. I'd have to go back and look here. You know, their lowest score weapon, which was, I think was the Jet, which is not really meant to kill. It was more about assists. No, looking back at it, it was the Junior, which a little bit surprising. They had 7 armors, not able to get more, but I guess the armors weren't the best timed, I guess, in this one. Everyone was getting kills without the armors. You know, it was beating out Hope, who we saw Hope absolutely dominate, so it's quite surprising to see such a reduction for the side of Tuki. I really think they just need to relax a little bit, right? They have to do a reverse sweep here, but they've shown they're able to do this, and just take a breather, Tuki. You can do it. Midnight, keep up what you're doing. You're obviously doing a lot of great work here, but we're going to Rainmaker Inkblot Art Academy. What do you think about this map, DRF?
This one's kind of a tough one. I mean, just with Rainmaker matches in general, like we all know that it's one of those modes that can just tumble into an avalanche very quickly. And this one's going to be whoever can get that very dominant first push is going to run away with this one, almost assuredly. Of course, we'll see if any of these teams try to come up with that exploit that was also a little bit more recent.
Oh yeah, I mean, I completely forgot about that. Funny enough, I talked about taking this out of the rotation. I kind of forgot to take it out of the rotation. So unless it's exploited, I won't feel too bad about not taking it out of the rotation. Whoops, that's my bad. I will take it. I will take full blame on that one. But it's not. It's pretty hard to pull off, and it's pretty beatable. The only time I've ever seen it actually done was when, oh, look at Nova go! All the way down to 38 remaining. Wow. Sorry to go back onto it. The only time I've ever seen it done was in a private battle in a 1v1 situation when they were attempting to do it on purpose. So I've not seen it done in any actual play yet. So I'm not too worried about it, and it doesn't look like anybody's attempted it yet. So we'll see if it happens here, DRF.
Yeah, I will be shocked if someone managed to pull it off, but that'd be kind of epic at the same time to do it in a tournament setting. But Tuki gonna go ahead and try to make a push of their own, but they're gonna get 3 members down very quickly. They're gonna have to settle for 87 points remaining, but Midnight already gonna switch their defense into offense, and they are ready to put more points on the board as we now see. I think that was Riot. That was going on to the bats there to, distract the members of Tuki. And, this seems that this push for Midnight, I think, is pretty much just about over. I don't think they're in a position to try to forcefully continue this one, unless they manage to slip through. But, I mean, Midnight's still just continuing to be an absolute menace, and getting whatever they want right now. Yeah,
absolutely. Just kind of controlling this game. Tuki here just not organized, which is a little bit understandable with a pickup here. Like I said, I believe this is a pickup for Tuki. I don't believe it's an actual their normal team. It's a little bit understandable that they're not as coordinated as someone like Midnight, who have played together now for a little bit. And a lot of these members have played outside of being in Midnight over the years. So they have quite a bit of coordination built up and a good opportunity to push. The Ray again coming out and really stopping this push. But the Ray goes down in the Ray battle, DRF.
Yeah, I mean, very, very fortunate. And Nova was probably going to go down just given a second or two longer, but the Ray had to quickly switch targets onto the other Stingray. I mean, I think at that point they should have just continued to focus the Rainmaker. They were not going to win that Rainmaker battle. But 3 members now down on the side of Midnight. So Tuki now going to hopefully try to recontrol this mid section to, hopefully get a push of their own, because they really have not gotten a solid push quite yet.
Yeah, haven't solid push, though. I will give the sniper here a little bit of credit. They managed to redeem themselves. They got a double on their respawn, getting the Rainmaker and then getting another one trying to rush them. So they made up for it. And then they still got 0 points there on the side of Midnight. The big thing is, though, is they ate up more time, giving Tuki less time to push forward.
Yeah, and I mean, we're approaching a minute and a half remaining in this match. So, I mean, all you really need is 30 seconds to make a huge push on this map. But you need the kills to go with it, and they do have the numbers on their side now. They're going to try to make this happen right here, right now. The Stingray going to come out, and that is the lead now for Tuki. Going to settle for 32 points remaining, and it's a 1v1 situation. Z-Game going to try to pop this to get more points on the board, but does get quickly shut down by the C-Jet. And that's going to be the end of Tuki's push. But, settling for the lead, I think they'll take that.
Settling with the lead with a minute remaining, heck yeah. As much as it's not quite as big a lead as you want, a lead is a lead. The big thing is, can you hold it? But all 4 specials are ready from Midnight. And they have the Rainmaker pop. They only got 1 down from the 2 specials they've popped so far. They have 2 more remaining. The Sniper going to be smart here and back up with the Ray. Tenta also going to Ray. But a smart thing on the other side is what they did is they waited for those the missiles to come out from Hope and then pop their Ray. So the Stingray from the C-Jet couldn't come out until after the missiles were done. So the Ray had a free opportunity to get a kill, and on top of that, the C-Jet did go down to Hope, who was also flanking.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what Midnight was trying to do by pushing the Rainmaker into that right tree. That's not a good position at all, and that's going to be game. Tuki going to redeem themselves. They are breathing a sigh of relief, I can guarantee you that. They got one under their belt. They had to shake it off. They had lost 3 in a row against Midnight. 1 from the previous set and, the first 2 in this one. And now Tuki finally, you could see life. This is their opportunity now to, flip this on its head and try to reverse sweep it. They need to keep this momentum going, and they're going to have to do that on Tower Control Muscle Forge Fitness.
Yeah, we're going to Muscle Forge Fitness. Hold on here.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Starfish main stage. That is not right here. I said that, and we just saw Muscle Forge. I'm like, apparently, we didn't. No, there's nothing. What do you mean? I'm totally not wrong here.
Quick, switching teams.
Quick, nobody saw anything. See? Bam! No one saw anything, right? Woo, yeah, Starfish main stage tower control. What do you hear Muscle for? That was game 1.
Alright, but yes, Tower Control Starfish main stage. So absolutely what this game point was the entire time. Kraken, what is the key to victory heading into this one?
I really think the big thing is control the opponent's snipe. I think it's that simple. If you're able to do that, you're able to get this game. It really comes down to holding that snipe. If you're able to hold the snipe, you control what the other team can do. And and you control really the first checkpoint into the second checkpoint, and then really the third checkpoint as well at that point, just holding their snipe. It's that simple. It comes down to that. You know, and kind of keeping an eye on the top. That's about the two areas that really matter in this map.
Yeah, and we do see both sides, I believe, have a splatoscope, so that's going to be Stingray Central, which is going to be pretty essential for tower control, especially when you in the late game situation. But now Midnight going to ride the tower first. They do get this to about 82 points remaining before having to step off the tower temporarily, and we do see a Stingray battle go down. Tenta gonna win that one plus take another. But unfortunately for them, they do get shut down. However, oh my goodness, the push continues, and it's the K machine on the side of Midnight once again, just causing havoc for Tuki.
Yeah, I mean, the K machine's been doing so much this set, and getting it almost to that second checkpoint. Not a bad first push. You can't be upset about that one. Obviously, of course, you always want more points. But they salvaged kind of something out of nothing there. It looked like they had nothing for a little bit in that, and they managed to get down to 48 remaining. That's a pretty respectable push. Something you can win on. It's quite difficult to win, but it's a potential winning push if their defense is as good as it has been so far in this tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's never out of reach. It really starts to only become out of reach once you get to that third checkpoint. That's when you know this game has spiraled out of control. But both teams doing a good job of maintaining control to some degree, not letting it get out of hand just yet. 3 minutes to go in this match, though. We do see the Splatoscope going to hop out of their position, actually. Very interesting choice there. But Midnight's going to be at a numbers disadvantage now, and Tuki going to go ahead and take their first shot at riding this tower.
What you didn't see there from while the sniper jumped out is they were getting flanked by Rhythm. Rhythm did go down to the team member, and then also the Splash was also in front of them. They were basically pincered if they dropped down. So they jumped out smartly to save their Ray, and then the big thing is they stayed alive. They had the Ray, and their teammates ended up getting both of the picks for that matter. So it really wasn't a loss in the end, a slight loss, obviously, because it just wasted some time, but it made sure they had the special, and their teammates still ended up able to follow it up with the man disadvantage. And about 2 minutes remaining, and Midnight trying to extend their lead, though.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and hop back onto this tower. Nova going to very diligently hop on and off the tower like it's the hokey pokey here. But they're going to have to go ahead and take a step back once and for all and let this tower go ahead and do a little bit of a reset. They're just not in the position to continue this push.
You're right. They're not in the position to continue the push. They're trying to hold as much map as you can, though. Honestly, controlling the map is more important, I would say, than trying to force a few extra points in that situation. Forcing a few extra points just means they're going to, 3 to 4 down instead of like they did, which is I think just 2 down, and also getting a couple members of Tuki down with them. So I would say that's a victory. And 3 members go down on the side of Tuki. Midnight gonna try to get more points, but the Ray smartly comes out. The one player that stayed alive on Tuki, keeping their special, and I think that saves potentially probably a major amount of points here with the slowdown on the tower.
And I think the Splatoscopes, they're trading each other. Traded snipes there. So now, just numbers down on both sides. Midnight, though, going to be able to put some more points on the board. Tuki going to scramble now. Hope going to play from behind the tower, actually. Going to get a kill on that K-Machine, which is absolutely crucial since the K-Machine is really what's been, doing the most damage here. So that's going to be a bit of a relief now as they get to that second checkpoint, but Tuki now going to get the opportunity. They're going to have one shot at this. One shot to redeem this set. But as I say that, 2 members go down on the side, and I think this game might just be done.
It's done. It's over. Wow. They just got surrounded. Also, I think they were getting shot at by at least 3 sides at the end of that game. Wow.
Yeah. Just amazing play by Midnight there, as they are going to run away with the set and the tournament 3-1. Man, Rhythm on that K machine, though, was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it really was fun. They really did so much with that K machine. They managed to take down everyone there. I mean, so many times over. We saw in previous sets dropping, I think they dropped, 20k in one of the sets easily, and multiple high teens throughout that set, and the previous one too, versus Tuki, which up until they faced Midnight was undefeated.
Yeah, but I mean, they finally met their match in round 5, and they got the opportunity to, take this rematch. But Midnight just showed that first set was not a fluke. They came into this as the rightful first seed, and they won it again. They showed that they were the better team today.
Alrighty here. And that, I think, is going to conclude for Reef Rushdown 5. Let me go see if we have results here for our 3rd place match. No. Well, a little bit too late here. We'll give you a little update on that one before we head out here on stream. KFC employees are winning over Timi right now, 2-1. So a pretty close set there. I'm not sure which game went to who. I don't know if that was a 2 and then 1 like we saw in there, if it was a back and forth sort of situation. But either way, that is going to be the end of our time here with Reef Rushdown 5. DRF, where can they find you?
It's on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon, like it's shown up on the overlays a couple times. And then on Twitch, Triton DRF. That is where you can find me out on the interwebs. Kraken, what about yourself?
You can find me at Kraken_Mare on Twitter. And a little bit of a shameless plug because, it's a little bit IPL related, and also, I can.
Of course.
Of course, you can find me at Raging Always on Twitch as well. And I'm doing a little bit of a special stream on Monday. It's a little bit IPL related, so I'm going to promote it a little bit. So you'll probably see a little bit of a tweet on IPL account related to it. A little bit, nothing too fancy. But anyways, appreciate you all coming out here. I appreciate you, DRF, and I appreciate all the staff behind the scenes that make Reef Rushdown possible. Love you all. And yeah, we will see everyone in 2 weeks for Reef Rushdown 6. Stay tuned, everyone, and have a good night.